Howdy folks, it's the Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to another texture pack update video. 1.16 is here. In fact, it's 1.16.1 already as I record this, and we are going to discuss some changes I'm making for 1.16 so the texture packs will work, or the textures will work, as well as the future of my texture pack, both the Redcraft conversion, which I have full written permission to do, as well as my own texture pack add-on, which some of you are already quite familiar with, because I get requests every day, several times a day for my texture packs. So, as a quick review for those of you who are new for 1.16, I run two texture packs. Well, first of all, let's talk about this anti-aliasing that looks disgusting. If you want to know why you get all like statically looking stuff and all that stuff, that's because my anti-aliasing in default Minecraft is really low. But as soon as there's Optifine for 1.16, we'll run Optifine really high AA, and then everything will look gorgeous. So just bear with us now for a while until Optifine is done. So those of you who are new here, I run two texture packs. I run a Redcraft default, or actually now it's called, or was called Smooth Realism at 128 resolution, which was stopped being updating like 111 or something like that. So what I've done is I've taken that texture pack and I've been converting it to each version of Minecraft as it comes along. I have full written permission to do so. So that's what you see is like the base textures, like the ground, so the grass, the trees, the snow, the gravel, the granite, the water. Some of the veggies, like the, what do you call that over there? The sugarcane, stuff like that. The foundation stuff is Redcraft, which I've converted and been converting all along. That's not mine, but I have full permission to use it and share it. The second thing I run is my add-on texture pack, which is mostly photoreal for the most part, and it blends nicely with the Redcraft because I try to keep the default ideas in mind, even though it's photorealistic. So with that in mind, both the Redcraft conversion and add-on texture pack, we're going to continue. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that wasn't a clear enough explanation, just go back to the previous videos on my texture pack updates, which will actually be on the Tall Turtle channel because I've switched channels. Go back, watch what I've done, etc., etc. I'm not going to repeat myself because most of you watching have seen all those videos. So let's hop right to it, or in this case, drop down to it. All right, so we're on the ground now in my work area where I'm going to display the textures I've done. First of all, let's see, in order. First of all, my hotbar. If you look at the hotbar down there, if you look at the highlight, that bright green, I changed that. It used to be a very subtle slate blue for 1.14 and 1.15, but for 1.16, I'm making it bright green because I can, and I think it looks cool. I'm actually happy how that turned out because in editing it was really bright, but it works out perfectly. And I'll show you the offhand as well because there's actually a glitch in the offhand highlight that I had to fix. So let's see. First of all, what do we do here with 1.16? Well, I had to fix a few things that Redcraft did, and then I had to add some of my own things. So first of all, let's do the offhand thing. There you go. Now we have something in the offhand. It's always going to be bright green because it's a highlight, but that's okay. But I had to fix the transparency around it. That actually was a problem. So these chests, not that one, these chests are Redcrafts. However, for 1.16, I had to change everything. So they look the same as they did, both the single, double, trapped, single, trapped, double. They look the same to you, but I had to go in and change the order of each panel. The insides were all different. I had to fix all that. The double thing, this is like so much cut and paste and lining up. Oh my gosh, it was insane. It took me several days, not all day of course, but several days of sitting around fixing these things. So even though they look normal to you all, that's good, right? That means you can't tell. That means if you can't tell, I did a good job, right? So I changed everything using Redcraft stuff. I have permission to do stuff like that. So there you go. That's in the Redcraft texture pack. I realized I've never done an ender chest texture, so I'm going to have to do that. I could borrow elements from the Redcraft, like the ender eye and stuff, but I don't want to because even if I get permission, and I loosely have permission for that, I don't want to go too far and take all of Redcraft's textures and then throw them in my texture pack. I want it completely separate. So that means I need to start from scratch and do an ender chest texture. I did though have to fix all the panels and the insides and everything. I just took the default and stuck it around, but all this had to be changed. All that'd be changed. And these GUIs, by the way, some were Redcraft. Most of them I did myself. I don't know which ones though, but some of them I did myself too. So that's a mixture. So anyway, the Ender chest is coming. I just have to decide what to do with it. It'll be photoreal just like the other tools and like the smokers and all that stuff. But I just have to decide what to do. All right, what is next? All right, so a few more things to show you here. First of all, let's build a nice tall fence because I want to show you something kind of fun. What are my controls? I'm flying around. Can't remember. It's been so long. Shift. There we go. All right. The chain is a new one, which I made. It is a photoreal chain, but just shaped from Minecraft shapes. I won't have to redo the model. This lantern you're used to seeing. I did this in 1.15 and it's animated if you look carefully. There you go. However, I had to fix it completely. The model changed or something, and I'm not sure what happened, so I had to fix that. The soul lantern is new though, same concept, but if you look, it's also animated, but it's the soul lantern colors, which I think is awesome. It's a lot more ominous with that more rapid and dramatic fire glowing pattern versus the more subtle one over there. So those are some new things I want to show you. The Nether War Block I brought back to default. I had what I liked was Nether War Block that looked like the Nether Wart all wrapped up tightly like a hay bale, but it just looked like grandma's bed sheets and it looked terrible. So I got rid of it for now because of the new Nether. I brought back the default Nether texture, which fits fine in the Nether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a lot of time in creative going around into the Nether, deciding what blocks I want to do for the Nether, if any. Because see, when you back up, you can actually see the individual Nether warts all wrapped up in there. Isn't that cool when you back up? So I need to decide what to do. So that brings on, well, I got two more things to show you before I tell you where we're going to go with this. Both of them have to do with the menu. So let's back out. I think I can back out and keep my recording going. Yeah, here you go. So I fixed the animated backgrounds. So whenever you do a custom texture pack, it screws up the background. So those of you who have my older texture packs just have the gray background. So what I did, I was able to get the files to ignore the files and use the default. So this is the default animated background and the default logo and Java Edition and everything, just because I want to keep that default. These yellow sayings, I've added like 100 into that. So every once in a while you see one that I added. But I wanted something that wasn't gray for the animated backgrounds. I just used the default Minecraft one. I'm letting it poke through the texture packs. This is still mine though, the colors and all that stuff. So that's one thing I want to show you is the background is back. But as I look at this, these default textures don't bother me in the Nether. So I don't know. We'll see if I do any of them. The other thing I wanted to show you is with the texture pack titles. Here we go. I added 116. All these arrows are all mine too, by the way. I'm just going to keep those, I think. So the 115, nothing there. Hard to read there. But the 116, you can see now that they're 116 very clearly and obviously. So let's jump back in game. And where are we going from here with the texture pack? Well, first of all, I have to finish fixing things. I need to go through creative mode, place every block, hold every item, that type of thing, and see what needs to be fixed. Normally when I do a texture pack, I just go through the file system, but things are broken. Like for example, this black, pink and white show up as black. So I got to fix that, for example. So I got to go through and decide what I want to fix first, or I need to fix everything that needs fixing. I fixed like 10 things already, but we're going to fix everything. And then from there, I have to decide what blocks I want to make. Like I still need to do the 115 blocks. Only 5 or 6 things are added 115. The honey, the honeycomb, and the beehives, and the bee's nest. Those are the things I need. Oh yeah, and then like the items, of course, right? Those 2 things, which I need to get on because I need them for continuity. I need them to match. But anyway, I need to go through and just to figure out what needs to be fixed. And then I need to go through and determine what I want to make new, right? So for example, I will fix those or make them new. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. And then the 116 is mostly Nether stuff. So I need to go through and decide, in the Nether, what do I want to do? The reason why I started this whole texture pack in the first place was because the default textures give me really bad headaches. Right now the AA does, but that's only temporary. Top to find is out. So the default textures gave me headaches. So when I found Redcraft, I used that. Well, then it stopped being updating. So I updated or converted it. And then there's all these new textures giving me headaches, like coarse dirt and all these things, and all the cement and concrete. So I started working on those, and then I liked it a lot. I started working on the others. I did the new woods, etc., etc. And that brings us up to now, which is the Nether update. But the Nether default textures don't bother me at all. In fact, I think they look really good, even though it's much lower resolution. So I need to just go through all the new blocks. There's like 100 something of them, and I need to decide what I want to change. You know, what's worth the effort, what gives me headache, what blends in, which is why I redid or undid the Nether War Block. Sorry, my frame rates are dropping, but my carbonite is uploading all day. I'm doing a major backup online, and it screws up my recording software. I forgot that I can't do two at the same time. So that's why we're jittery. Anyway, for example, my Nether War Block I undid so it blends in with the new Nether stuff. So I have a lot of decisions to make. There'll at least be one more, if not several more, update videos for my texture pack, because I have a lot to fix and a lot I am going to do. And then I have to decide if I want to do more than that. So there you go. There's a long-winded texture pack video for you. But thank you for joining me. Those that are new here, subscribe and stick around. And I'll see ya in game.